Coach, to start us off, a quick opening statement. Please raise your hands for questions.
You know, we had two really good back-to-back practices here the last couple of days. Seems like the energy is there. Still got guys that we kind of got three groups of players. Okay, we got guys that know what to do. They have experience and they kind of know how to play. We got guys that know how to play, know what to do, but they don't have any experience. And then we got a group of guys that have the ability, but they have yet to learn what to do. So our coaches are doing a really good job pushing these guys and getting them there. It'll be interesting tomorrow when we scrimmage to see where some of these guys are at. So with that, we'll take any questions.
Where are you guys at in sort of finding a five on the offensive line and that sort of consistency, I guess, of personnel?
Yeah, I don't think we're anywhere close to finding the first group of five. I think we've got an idea who the 10 or 11 guys there that we're working, and we've worked several combinations, and it's been good for the group. We've had several guys that have put a couple of good practices together, but we're looking for consistency with the entire group. So we got good competition there.
Patrick and Austin West.
With JT and Brian, what differences have you seen from them progressing since or compared to the spring, and what do you want to see from them tomorrow?
I think both guys need experience. They both have really good arm talent. Brian can run around really well. Probably when the play breaks down, he can extend and hurt you a little bit with his feet there. They got to quit throwing the ball to the other team. They got to take command of the offense when they're out there. They got to understand situational football. And we're throwing a lot at them, and both of them are doing a really good job competing every day. And they've created a lot of plays. Both of them have. So we just got to continue to coach them up, and and they've got to keep working hard to improve every single day.
Austin West.
Coach, you noted the other day that you don't want to move anybody around with the injury to Emmett. What's that say about just how far the program's come in a year as far as depth and that type of thing? And then just comment on John Mincy, what's the latest with him?
Well, I don't know what it says as much about the defensive line. I mean, we have 11 guys out there, and there's not much difference in any of them. So if you look, there's three guys that are playing defensive line that were in the program before we got here. Matt Butler, Latrell Bumpus, who was playing tight end, and Blakely. Okay, so last year Blakely played fullback, and Latrell played tight end. So they've not been there very long. All the rest of the guys are new. Okay, so there wasn't a whole lot here when we got here. The guys that played for us last year were seniors, and they done a really good job. And then Emmett played, some last year. That was really our four best defensive linemen. So the guys that are here have good ability. They kind of gotta raise their game. They need to be exposed to new things every single day, and we've done that with them. And you ask about John Mincy. He's had a little bit of a lower leg injury. Just kind of we've held him out the last couple of days, just getting him ready for tomorrow if he's ready to go. So he'll be fine.
West and Brent.
Jeremy, how do you feel about the tight end position behind Wood Anderson right now? Are any of those guys starting to show you some things, or is that still kind of just a work in progress there? And with Princeton Fan in particular, sort of, is he mostly a tight end now, or is he still moving back and forth? What's the situation there?
Well, there's a few guys there at that position. Dom is, probably a little bit further ahead of the other guys. You got two freshmen. One was here in the spring, one was not, and Jackson Lowe and Sean Brown. Princeton Fant's a guy that's kind of bounced around a little bit. He has good athletic ability, but he's got to figure out what to do and be consistent every day in practice, and he's improved in doing that and creating the right practice habits. You know, you got Andrew Craig, guy that played a little bit for us last year at times, and he's worked hard in the camp. So we've got other guys there, and Austin Pope. So we just got to continue to grow and develop at that position, and I think our guys are working hard every day to do that.
Jesse and Brian.
Broken up kind of the three different groups on your team. So heading into tomorrow's first scrimmage, what is kind of the biggest thing you're looking for overall? What's kind of the one thing that you're going to take away or what you want to see?
Well, to start with offensively, you know, we gotta. It starts up front, so we're looking for guys that don't make mental mistakes. First thing is don't beat yourself, right? So guys that know what they're supposed to do. We're going to keep the call simple on both sides of the ball to give the guys a chance to have success. Playing with the right temperament, playing till the whistle blows, being consistent. You know, things aren't always going to go their way, so how do they handle adversity? Who can sustain, who can finish? Defensively, you know, we have a lot of really young players, so they need to be thrown out there and kind of turn loose and see what they're going to do, you know, because you don't know what you got until you go out there and do that. And the way the rules are now, you know, you don't get an opportunity but to, you know, take them to the ground, full-scale practice, but a few times. So this will be one of those times. So it'll be interesting. The coaches aren't out there with them, so, you know, when things don't go the right way, you know, how's the team going to respond? Is anybody going to have a positive impact on the folks around them? So it's always, you know, guys that have been really good up to this point. I've seen them disappear at the scrimmages. You know, I've seen guys that are really good drill players, maybe okay during the team stuff, you know, in practice, but then when you get to the stadium, they disappear. You know, I've seen guys that's good at both of them. They get to the stadium and disappear. You know, I've never seen one that wasn't good over here that gets good over there. So it'll be interesting to see if the guys who've had really good camps so far, how they respond when they get to the stadium to get an opportunity to scrimmage.
Brian and Caleb in the back.
Coach, I know you said that we can take the ground and some of the rules that are out there. What do you expect from this defense from the tackle and physicality standpoint? Who do you think you are developing?
Well, we're improved. We're definitely improved. We've got to do a better job at communicating, you know, to give ourselves a chance. Right now, because of lack of experience, you know, you got a Daniel Batuli as a guy that really has done a nice job quarterbacking the defense a little bit. But when you look up front, there's not hardly any of those guys that's played. You know, Darrell Taylor has played a lot of ball. DeAndre Johnson played a little bit at the end of the year last year. In the secondary, you got Alante and Bryce and Nigel. You know, Alante and Bryce played as freshmen, but, you know, how well did they play? You know, so there's a certain standard that we're trying to get to, and these guys understand what that standard is, and we'll see. We'll see when we go out there.
Caleb, Blake, Vince.
We talked about three tackles as the guys. At what point can you start identifying where is that something they want or has happened on, or is that something that can change throughout?
No, well, you want to see everybody improve. You know, you hope everybody gets better every single day. So it's kind of where you're at. You got to challenge the guys. You got to point it out to them, and then they've got to respond. And we're doing that. So I really like. I just told the players. You know, I've talked about our coaching staff. They're a great group of teachers. And we've got a lot of guys that need to be coached. You know, we do have some guys on one side, especially on offense at wide receiver. When you talk about Juwan, Callaway, Palmer, you know, Dom, Jarrett, you know, there's guys that's Ty that's got experience. But then the guys that's right after them, there's not a whole lot of experience there. So, and then you look up front. You know, those guys have played a lot of ball, but it's not been the type of ball that you know, that we need to play. We got to improve there, obviously.
Blake and Vince. Blake, right there.
You know, we've played him at left tackle. We've played him at left guard. We've done that with Wanye. We've moved the guys around a lot, so there's nothing to that.
Did he play right guard or is he left side?
Well, I guess you can. I would say there's probably a difference in the sets, right? You know, you probably could get more comfortable on one side than the other, but I would think if you could play one side with a little bit of work, you probably could play the other side.
Coach Marquez Callaway talked about in the offseason working on his speed and improving that. What have you seen from that aspect of his game and anything else that stands out about Callaway in practice?
You know, I think Marquez runs really well. You know, he does. He's worked hard about getting off releases and finishing high point in the football because he's got a lot of length there. You know, as many good catches that he's made extending in the air to get them, there's probably been a lot that he would like to have back. So just being consistent there. You know, he's a good special teams player. He's a good leader. So you'd love to have a team full of guys like Marquez.
Stop it in Austin.
Coach, today we are 3 weeks away, Tennessee 3 weeks away from the first game. How's the difference between the spirit of this team 3 weeks away from the first game compared to last season?
You're new, aren't you?
Yeah, my first
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
I like it. Good. Can you repeat the question? I got
We
lost.
are Tennessee 3 weeks away from the first game. How do you compare the spirit of the team in fall camp this year compared to last season?
Well, I don't think there's any reason to compare where we're at right now to last year. It's not going to have any impact on where this team's going. I think the big thing is to focus on this team. And like I said, we've had several good practices in a row. We've had 2 really good practices. I like the energy. You know, when you're not having to coach effort, the guys are, you know, kind of policing themselves. It allows you to be a coach and coach the details and fundamentals. So that's been fun to do. So we're improving.
Last question, Austin.
Coach, you go back to signing day, you talk about, you know, just kind of different skill set that Eric Gray had. A few days into pads from the My Bullets line, what's impressed you about him? Talk about that people.
You know, Eric's very mature. You know, when you watch him practice and go about his business, he gets it the first time. You know, he learns from other people's mistakes. He's got really good ball skills, good vision, good competitor. He jumps out there. He's very mature when it comes to football playing ability. So, you know, we're excited about him. I think he's had a really good camp so far. Again, this will be a guy that has been really good in the drills, really good at practice. Let's see how he does when we get over here to the stadium. So, looking forward to seeing that.
Thank you, Coach.
Have a good week.